निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा।
सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी।
सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी।
विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा।
विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा।
गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः
गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः
गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः
गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः
गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म
गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म
तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
Thank you. Now we will start the session with Sudha ma'am and Soumya ma'am.
So, home to all children. We are meeting after 2 weeks. So, we were discussing about Sanatana Dharma in the last class. So, let me briefly give a recap of what we discussed. Sanatana Dharma actually represents our Hinduism. Hinduism tells us the way to live, the noble values to be followed in our life. Sanatana is ancient and Dharma talks about the values which we have to follow in our life. So what all values we saw in the last class? First was God-centered life. In God-centered life, the main thing is prayer. Prayer is very essential to be done regularly. Other than prayer, going to temple, doing puja, celebrating festivals, going on pilgrimage, everything comes under God-centered life. Then we talked about austerity. Austerity is controlling your needs. You should not go on buying dress, dolls, everything. You should be contented with what you have, and you should be able to accept whatever may be the condition. Without AC, without any luxury, you should be able to live. Adjustment should be there. Then we talked about respect to elders. Mata, Pita, Guru, everyone should be considered as equal to God. And any elderly person, you should try to help. Then we talked about gratitude. Gratitude means we should be grateful to God. You should be grateful to your parents, teachers, society, nature. For everything, we owe our gratitude. Then greetings also, you should not forget to greet everyone with a smile. Then finally, we talked about being truthful, honest. You should be fearless to accept your mistakes and be truthful always. Now today, let us see some more values of Sanatana Dharma.
Okay, so the next value that we will see is patience. So you all belong to the age of Instamart and instant noodles and Instagram. So everything is instant. You are used to getting things in a click of a button or a snap of a finger, right? But you should also understand that patience is very important. Many beautiful and great things in this world, okay, have been achieved only by immense patience. So we should all learn to develop the patience. And so if you see here, I've shown you some of this Brigadishwara temple, right? So this took 15 years for the Raja to build it. And there are many more monuments in India and world around where they were not built in a single day. And here you see diamond, right? Diamond in its basic or raw form under the earth. For it to be formed, it takes 3 billion years. Can you imagine? And this, again, the flowers that we see here, right? For a rose to bloom from a seed to grow into a plant and then bloom into a rose, it takes between 6 months to 1 year. And you also know about the life cycle of a larva to a beautiful butterfly. For it to become colorful and gain wings, it takes at least a month's time. And some of you in your previous sessions told your favorite dish is a biryani, right? Even this biryani takes 2 hours to prepare. Only then it is, you get that kind of a taste. So be patient. Great things take time. Okay. And if we lose this patient, what does it lead to? Usually, we want something and we want it at the very next minute, and if we don't get it, what happens? We lose patience and we get angry. So I want one or two of you to tell what are the things that make you angry usually. Yes, Sai.
Mom, actually, yesterday as there was exams, I was studying. In that, there was a story making. And also, I wanted to tell it to my brother, can you make a story on this picture? He was like, it was a donkey which was dancing. So I said, can you make, when I was saying the word, he started like, hey, you're a donkey, you're dancing. He was like, and then I said that, wait, he did this until it was like 1 minute. Then I stopped telling him, I'm not going to tell, you can't do this, I said. It made me angry.
When others tease you, it makes you angry.
No,
Any-
ma'am, he didn't have patience and started
to
saying that. I just said, I was saying that he only knows there was a donkey which was dancing. He didn't know what was the question about. When I was saying the question, he started saying that why is the donkey it's dancing over there?
right, it's good. So similarly, Hasini, you want to share?
Amma, when I study or something, if somebody disturbs me, I'll get angry.
Somebody disturbs you, right? Nitika, quickly, one point.
Ma'am, when my sister troubles me, I get angry.
Your sister troubles you. And Vishruta?
Actually, I'm doing something, and then they at the same time when someone says to do something else, and then when I say that you wait, then the person says at the same time to do this also, then I get angry.
Okay, fair enough.
Ma'am,
So
everyone
don't,
said their sister or brother, I don't know why.
right. So all the reasons that you told me were interesting. And so this basically falls under these categories, right? Someone scolded me, criticized me, I didn't get what I want, and someone else is doing better than me, and it didn't happen the way I wanted, and someone didn't listen to me, right? So it is all like that. But what happens? So what do we do as a result to these causes? You lose temper, cry or shout or throw tantrums or speak harsh words, you feel sad, you don't lose control of yourself, you're not able to think wisely at this point. So the causes you see here, what do you think is common? When you look at the causes, if you see, the common thing is the someone word, right? Others, okay, situations, desires, and people around us, right? All these people, all these make you angry. But when you are angry, the result, right? The result is all I, right? It's all us. It's you who get sad. It's you who shout. So if you see here, you are giving the power to others and the situation around you to control your mind, right? But so the mind is yours, right? You can decide if you want to be happy, if you want to be calm, if you want to be patient. It is you who has to decide, and we should not give the control to others. Okay. And also, when we get angry, we naturally tend to say harsh words which hurt others, right? A harsh word, like a stone once thrown, can never be taken back. The broken vase or the crumpled paper or this board with a pin, right? All these things, they cannot be reversed. Similarly, when you say something harsh, the other person's heart breaks, and it is very, very difficult to heal it. So I would like to tell a story, okay, a famous story of Buddha and the angry man. So what happened? Lord Buddha travels around the country to give his pravachan and lectures, to his disciples and people who listen to him. Once he reached a village where there was a man who used to get angry at everything. He used to be a very, he was a short-tempered person. At drop of a thing, he used to get very angry. And when he saw Lord Buddha being very calm and advising people not to get angry, he thought, okay, this monk doesn't suffer, doesn't have any pain in his life. So let me try, provoking him. Definitely he will also get angry, then he will know. So this angry man goes to Lord Buddha, and he starts criticizing him, scolding him, and throwing all harsh words, insulting him. But Lord Buddha smiles and leaves. And this person is taken aback because he's not used to this. Okay, so he goes to Lord Buddha, folds his hand and asks him, like, I was insulting you, I was saying so many bad things to you, but you still didn't get angry. How come? So Lord Buddha smiles and tells him, right, if you give me a gift, and if I don't accept the gift, whose is it? That man says, of course, if you don't accept the gift, because I bought it, it is mine, so it'll definitely be mine. That's what Lord Buddha says. Similarly, if you are angry and if you're throwing your harsh words at me, and if you do not accept it, whose is it? It stays with you, right? So that's why when anger is something, or when other people's criticism or people's harsh word should not provoke us, okay? Because this cycle of anger is for us of no good, and it hurts everybody. Okay, once what happened, there was a man in his office, he could not meet his deadline. Okay, so his boss scolded him, and he was very frustrated. He came home, he was like, my boss scolded me unnecessarily, so let me show my anger on my wife. So he shouted at his wife for not giving him dinner on time. His wife was hurt. She went and scolded her child for not studying for the exams, and the child was hurt now. And what did he do? He went and kicked his pet dog, because he wanted to show his anger. The pet dog was hurt because of the boy's anger. It went to the road and it bit a old lady. And the old lady was in pain. And because she was in pain, she went to the doctor, and she expressed her, pain, and she shouted at him. And the doctor was again frustrated because the patient was shouting at him. He went home. When he reached home, he shouted at his mother for not preparing his favorite dish or something. So he was very upset. But what did his mother do? She comforted him. He said, I know you have had a long day. I understand that you are frustrated. I will prepare your favorite dish. Please have it and take rest, and you should be fine. And thus the cycle of anger came to an end. So what do we learn from this? The only solution. You might think, like, I may not get angry, but what if the other person gets angry and shouts at me? What should I do then? So the only solution is love and patience is the solution for breaking the cycle of anger.
Okay. Now we continue with few more qualities. It is compassion, empathy, which leads to charity, and finally we need humility. What is compassion? Compassion is love and concern for others. And empathy is the ability to understand others' feelings. If you have compassion and empathy, if you have these two qualities, naturally you will go and help anyone. That will lead to charity. So, for example, that is, you should not be selfish. That selfless attitude will come if you have compassion and empathy. So suppose your mother is not well at home. She's having fever or something. What will you do? See, I'm not able to see the gallery view. Soumya, you can ask the questions.
Okay.
Can anyone tell me, your mother is not well at home? What can you do? What will you do?
Okay,
Anyone?
I see Nitika. Nitika has raised her hand.
Excuse me, ma'am. Last time when my mother was sick, whatever she needed, I helped her with doing that. Say she needed me to get some medicines from the second floor, I'd go up and get it from her.
Okay, anybody else?
Somebody who has not spoken till now. Okay, Hasini has raised her hands. Or Virat. Yes, Virat, are you saying something? Your hands are raised.
Okay, then we'll proceed. So, if someone is not well, you should not just ignore it. Whatever you can do, little help. You can go and give medicine, talking with them comfortably, asking them, how are you feeling now? Like that, you have to show your concern. Charity, kind acts begin at home. They say charity begins at home. Then gradually you can expand it. You can help your friends, you can help your neighbors. Then when you grow up, you can do service towards society and even towards nation. That is how it expands. So that charity, that feeling should be there in you. So sometimes you may get this doubt. We are all children. Charity means we may need money. From where can we get money? You know how you can also make money? There are ways. See, for example, for your birthday, your mother is planning to buy you a dress for 1,000 rupees. You can tell your mother, buy me only for 800 rupees and give the 200 rupees to me. You can keep the 200 rupees separately. Same way, when you buy a doll or anything, reduce your need. Just a small sacrifice you do, buy a slightly cheaper one and save that money. What can you do with the saved money? See, there are so many poor children. They can't afford such good dresses, toys and all that. Orphanages are there. So even sometimes your relatives come to your house, they may give you some money when you do the namaskar to them. So this way you can collect money and really you can help those who are in need of that if you want. Once in a while, the birthday party expenses you can cut. See, so much of expenses are there, big cake and giving return gifts and all that. All those the money spent on your birthday party, once in a while at least, you can spend that money. You can go to orphanage and share some biscuits and some good dresses to children, poor children there. Because you can donate your used clothes and dolls also, but you should see to that you don't give torn clothes or broken toys, all that. They should be in good condition. And whatever donation you do, the help you do, charity you do, it should be done to the right people at the right time. See, for example, you are donating some blankets. That should be done in winter. If you give in summer, nobody will appreciate that. Then one more thing, the giving to others, helping others or making others happy makes you also happier. Actually, you will feel happier when you help others. See, I will just tell you a short story. I'll ask you, Sai, afterwards. There is a story, it is called One Man Ram, let us. Ram was very interested in cricket. He wanted to watch a cricket match. So he went to the ground and he was standing in the queue to buy the ticket to watch the match. In front of him, a poor man was standing. He had two boys. He could make out they were very poor. And from the way they were talking, Ram was able to understand these boys have never watched a cricket match. They were going to watch it for the first time. They were so excited. They were so excited to watch the cricket match. So when this poor man went to buy the ticket, he was counting. He didn't have enough money. So he didn't know the cost of the ticket perhaps. So he thought they had to go back. So he told his boys, his sons, I think we have to go back. So Ram felt so bad. These children were so excited, so interested to watch this. So Ram, you know what he did? He didn't want to give money to that poor man. He may not accept. He just dropped 500 rupees. Ram dropped 500 rupees. Then he told that poor man, sir, I think 500 rupees fell from your purse when you are counting the money. The poor man knew what happened, but still he accepted just to satisfy his children. He took that money. They were able to buy the ticket, but Ram could not see the cricket match because he had given that 500 rupees. But that day, Ram was the happiest person because though he didn't watch the cricket match, he made two poor boys watch that. So that happiness was more than had he had watched the cricket match. And there actually once they conducted a survey also, two groups of boys they took. For all the boys, they gave 200 rupees. Group 1, they said, you go and spend in whatever way you want. To the group 2 boys, they said, you all should go to an old age home and buy some biscuits and fruits for the old people there and distribute. After 1 week, they met all the boys. And to the first group who had spent all the money for themselves, they asked, what was your expression or feeling on the day? Some of them didn't even remember what they had bought. They had bought ice creams, cakes, chocolates and all that. But whatever they enjoyed, that was only momentary for a few hours. After that, they forgot. But the boys who went to the old age home and distributed to the old people, they still remember how happy those old people were there. That expression, that is still fresh in their mind. So the best way to make ourselves happy is to make others happy. And this charity or whatever you do, it has to be done with humility. You should never feel proud that you are doing a great thing. You are able to help others because God has given you that much money. That feeling should be there. And you should never expect anything in return when you help others. Because Manava Seva is considered as Madhava Seva. Whatever service you do to others, it is actually you are doing for God. Okay, Sai wanted to say something. Let us just hear it. That's all. Okay, Sai?
Mom, actually what happened was my grandparents were actually in a two-storied house, and now they turned to an apartment because they didn't have much money. And actually, since we got a fever, my grandmother used to take care. So she came here, and actually, I actually had some money with me when I found it from somewhere. They said I tried to give it anyone because I didn't need it. They said no. And then when I went to my grandmother, I saw her what condition she was in, so I gave it.
Okay, good. Okay, Ma. That's all for today. We'll continue other values in the next class. Time is over, I think.
Thank you. Thank you, Sudha ma'am. Thank you, Sudha and Soumya, for sharing all these values. Yes. Now, Lakshmi ma'am, we can start the Gita chanting. I will share the screen. I'll start with the verse 1.
Yeah, correct.
Can you see the
children?
screen?
Yeah, that is the one. Correct. So, children, we have completed 9 slokas in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So, I will just go through the first 9 slokas and then we will start from 10, 11 and 12. Okay, just listen. You look at the screen also and listen to me. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha Atha Panchadashodhyayah Shri Bhagavanuvacha Udvamulamadasakham Ashvatham Prahuravyayam Chandansi Yasya Parnani Yastam Vedasa Vedavit Adaschodvam Prasiddhastasya Shakha. Second one, Hema. Hema, second
Yes,
sloka.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm changing.
Adaschodvam Prasiddhastasya Shakha Guna Pravriddha Vishaya Pravala Adhascha Mulanyanusantadani Karmanubandini Manushya-loke Narupamasyeha tatopalabhyate Nanto na chadirna cha sampratishta. Third one.
Third one is put.
Yeah. Ashwatthaменam suvirudhamulam asangashastrena dhridena chitva tatapadam tatparimargitavyam yasmin gatana nivartanti bhuyah tameva chadhyam purusham prapadhye yatah pravrittif prasiddha purani Nirmana-moha-jita sanga-doshaah Adhyatma-nitya vinivritta-kamah Dvandvair-vimukta sukha-dukha-sanchaihi Gacchantya-mudha padamavyayam tat Na tad-bhasayate suryah Na shashanko na pavakah Yad Katvana nivartante tadhama paramam mama mamai vamsho jivaloke jivabhutas sanatanah manashashtani indriyani prakristani karshati shariram yadavapnoti Yachapyutramadhishwarah Grihitvaidani sanyati Vayurgandhani vashayat Shrotram chakshusparshanam cha रसनं घ्राणमेव च अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायं विषयानुपसेवते. Okay, children, now we are going to start 10th one. So who is going to repeat? Those who have not repeated so far, let them please raise your hand. So who is going to do? Otherwise, I will call anybody. Anybody wants to repeat? Those who are not done so far.
May I?
Your
Nitika.
name. Okay. Nitika. Nitika, you are not done so far?
Ma'am, I don't think so, no.
No,
Okay.
she's not done now.
Okay, okay. So 10th sloka, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Utkramantam sthitam vapi.
What, ma'am?
Utkramantam
Utkramantam
sthitam vapi.
stitam vapi.
Bunjanam va
Bunjanam va
gunanvitam.
gunanvitam.
Utkramantam sthitam vapi.
Utkramantam stitam vapi.
Bunjanam va gunanvitam.
Bunjanam va gunanvitam.
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 There is a line, no? There is a line over A. So you have to pronounce dirgha. Gunanvitam. Okay? Once more. Utkramantam sthitam vapi.
Utkramantam stitam vapi.
Bunjanam va gunanvitam.
Bhunjanam va gunanvitam.
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 Next line. Vimudha nanu pashyanti. Vimudha nanu pashyanti.
Vimudha nanu pashyanti.
Pashyanti jnana chakshushaha.
Pashyanti jnana
Chakshushaha.
chakshushaha.
Here, no, that C, you have to pronounce as cha only. CA is cha. Okay? Chakshushaha. Vimudha nanu pashyanti.
Vimudha nanu pashyanti.
Pashyanti jnana chakshushaha.
Pashyanti jnana chakshushaha.
Vimudha nanu pashyanti.
Vimudha nanu pashyanti.
Pashyanti jnana chakshushaha.
Pashyanti jnana chakshushaha.
Okay, again for both the lines together. Utkramantam sthitam vapi. Bunjanam va. That line fully, okay? Utkramantam sthitam vapi. Bunjanam va gunanvitam.
Utkramantam sitam vapi. Bunjanam va gunanvitam.
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 Vimudha nanu pashyanti.
Vimudha nanu pashyanti.
Pashyanti jnana chakshushaha.
Pashyanti jnana chakshushaha.
Very good. Once more. Utkramantam sthitam vapi.
Kramantam sitam vapi.
Bunjanam va gunanvitam.
Bunjanam va gunanvitam.
Vimudha nanu pashyanti.
विमूढानानुपश्यन्ति
पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषः
पश्यति ज्ञानचक्षुषः.
Very good. So we will go to the 11th sloka with somebody else. You practice, Nikita, okay? Practice. Next one, 11th sloka. Who is going to repeat? Anybody who has not done so far?
Desika, Vaishnavi.
One of you, okay?
Yes, Amma.
Who is that?
Amma Vaishnavi.
Vaishnavi, okay. Yatanto yoginas. English is not there, Hema. They have
Yes,
to read
it's there.
with English.
I
Yeah.
put it up, yeah.
Yeah. When you make it big, so it's
Yes.
okay. Let English only come. Sanskritam I know, so no need. Okay.
Okay.
Yatanto yoginaschainam
यतन्तो योगिनश्चैनं
pasyantyatmanyavasthitam.
पश्यन्त्यात् आत्मन्
Correct. Pasyantyatmanyavasthitam.
पश्यन्त्याय आत्मन् अवस्थितं.
Pasyantyatmanyavasthitam. Why is there no? Yavasthitam. Pasyantyatmanyavasthitam.
पश्यन्त्यात्मन्यवस्थितं.
You can read Hindi also. Devanagari, can you read? Huh?
Yes, I can read Hindi.
Okay, okay. Then Hema, it is better to have that Devanagari also. Yeah, very good. Yatanto yoginaschainam
यतन्तो योगिनश्चैनं
pasyantyatmanyavasthitam.
पश्यन्त्यात्मन्यवस्थितं.
Very good. With Sanskrit letters, you are better reading. Okay. Yatantopyakritatmano
यतन्तो प्रकृतात्मानो
nainam pashyantya chetasah.
पश्यन्त्यचेतसः.
Once more. Yatanto yoginaschainam
यतन्तो योगिनश्चैनं
pasyantyatmanyavasthitam.
पश्यन्त्यात्मन्यवस्थितं.
Yatantopyakritatmano
यतन्तोऽप्यकृतात्मानो
nainam pashyantya chetasah.
पश्यन्तचेतसः.
Once more we'll repeat. Yatanto yoginaschainam pasyantyatmanyavasthitam.
यतन्तो योगिनश्चैनं पश्यन्त्यात्मान्यवस्थितं.
Yatantopyakritatmano nainam pashyantya chetasah.
यतन्तोऽप्यकृतात्मानो पश्यन्त्यचेतसः.
Very good. You are studying in KV, I suppose? Kendriya Vidyalaya?
No, no, we are actually living in Pune, so we know how to read.
You know how to read. Okay. Very good. Very good. Keep it up. Now, last sloka. One more volunteer. 12th sloka. Who is going to do? Okay. Vishrita, can you repeat 12th sloka?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yadadityagadam tejo
यदादित्यगतं तेजो
jagadbhasayatekhilam
जगद्भासयतेऽखिलम्.
yadadityagadam tejo
यदादित्यमनं तेजो
dityagadam yadadityagadam tejo
Jagatam Tejo
Jagadbhasayate kilam
Jagat Bhasayate Kilam
Yachandramasi yachagnav
Yachandramasi Yachangno
Tattejo vidhi mamakam
Tattejo Vitti Mamakam
Yachandramasi yachagnav
Yachandramasi Yachagno
Tattejo vidhi mamakam.
Tejo Vitti Mamakam
Once more. Yadadityagadam tejo jagadbhasayate kilam
Yadadityagatam Tejo Jagat Bhasayate Kilam
Yachandramasi yachagnav tattejo vidhi mamakam.
Yachandramasi Yachagno Tejo Vitti Mamakam.
Thank you, Vishrita. So all of you can practice. I will post it, all the 3 shlokas. After the exams, you can practice every day so that you will be expert in chanting Gita. Okay. Thank you, children. Hema, over to Hema, ma'am, for a beautiful story.
Yes, children. Very nicely chanted by all 3 of you, Nikita, Chinmay, and Vishruta. And rest of you also practice these shlokas. Okay. What has been taught. 1 to 12. Lakshmi ma'am has finished till now. Okay. Okay. Now we go to story time. In the starting of this session, you learned about such beautiful values from Sudha ma'am and Soumya ma'am about humility, about compassion, empathy. So going forward, you're going to have a story from Sudha Murthy, which also talks about a value. Okay. Now here, the value is that giving importance to your personality and your character and the way you are behaving with others, rather than giving importance to your looks. Looks are important, but not all important, isn't it? So this story by Sudha Murthy, and the story is called King's Ears, the King with Donkey's Ears. I'll start from beginning. Yes, can you see the screen? Give a thumbs up. Can you see the screen? Yes, so this is another story, beautiful story by Sudha Murthy ji on a value of how much importance we give to our looks. The King with Donkey's Ears. There was once a king, and this king's name was Parikshit, and he was a very good ruler. He was a just ruler, very kind, compassionate, brave, and a very literate person, and he was ruling his kingdom. And his kingdom, the people were very happy with the king. And they used to call him the king with the blue turban. Always you would see that his head would be a beautiful turban with jewels glittering on it. He used to never be seen without his turban. And he was ruling his entire kingdom. And he had one person, an old barber in his kingdom, who knew him from the time he was a small baby. And this barber was the person who was his confidant, the person with whom we could discuss everything. And every 15 days, the barber would come, and every morning he would haircut, and every day he would come to do his shaving and etc., cutting of the mustache, etc. Okay. Now, the barber Somu, his name was Somu, this old barber, he saw the king looking very sad. He says, "King, why are you so sad? Your kingdom is prospering so well. Things are going so well." The king says, "No, I always have got one thought on my mind," and the barber knows what that thought is. The king says, "When I remove my turban, look at my ears." He was born with huge ears. And what do they look like? Which animal do they resemble? Donkey, no?
Donkey.
It was as if he was born with huge, and he was very conscious of his ears. So that's why he used to always wear the blue turban. And Somu says, "No, you should not worry about this, about your ears." But the Raja says, "No, if my subjects, my praja, if they see me like this, they will laugh at me. They will not have any respect for me. That is why you're the only one in this kingdom, Somu, who knows how my ears look like. Nobody has seen me except my mother, and you have seen me without my turban. So always, this was one, even though the king was so perfect and always, this was one thing that was always troubling him. But no problem. The barber is to come, Somu is to come, cut his hair and help him and advise him and go away. But after many, many years, Somu becomes very, very old. He was already an old man. And he cannot now go to the palace and do the hard work of maintaining the king's hair, etc. and appearance. So one night, he calls his son Ramu. He's a young boy, a teenage boy, and he hands over the scissor and the shaving blade to him and says, I'm handing over the royal duties to you, my son Ramu. You should take care of it responsibly. Ramu is a very cheerful boy, fun-loving boy. And he says, what's the great thing in that, cutting one's hair? I do it for so many people. I can do it. Don't worry, Appa. But the father says, no. You're going to a royal kingdom. There'll be a lot of things that you will know. You should know to keep your secrets. He doesn't tell him anything more. He tells him just that much and sends him off to the palace the next morning. Ramu goes to the palace in front of the king. The king sees, oh, there's a young boy. But he says, never mind. He's Somu's son, so he will keep my secret. So he tells him before he's going to remove his turban, but he hesitates. Then he calls Ramu to one side and says, you have to promise me to keep my secret, what I'm going to show you. Ramu says, no, I will keep all your secrets, Your Highness. Don't worry. So the Raja is confident. He takes out his turban and what is exposed? His donkey's ears. And the moment Ramu sees this, no, Ramu was a young boy, not so mature like his father. He starts laughing. He's laughing and laughing and laughing. Oh, Raja's ears are donkey's ears. Raja ke kaan, gadhe ke kaan. Okay, gada is what? Donkey, no? Raja ke kaan, gadhe ke kaan. And he starts laughing. The king is even more depressed. He says, okay, you go home. I come tomorrow. When Ramu goes, he meets his friend, he meets his mother, he meets his people. He starts laughing. Whenever he sees people, he starts laughing, but he knows he has given a promise to his father and to the king. He can't tell anybody anything. They told him, not a single human should know this secret. So he tries to open his mouth, but he closes. He just forcibly closes his mouth and goes off home. And he tries the whole day, but he's not able to have any peace of mind. He wants to tell it to somebody. My God, Raja ke kaan, gadhe ke kaan. So then he goes to his father at night and says, Appa, I cannot keep this secret. Such a big secret, you have put the responsibility on me. I cannot keep up this secret. Please, let me tell somebody about this secret, that Raja ke kaan, gadhe ke kaan. Father says, no, you are under an oath of the king. Drink a glass of water, swallow your secret and go to sleep. Be responsible, be mature. And like I have kept this secret for the last 40 years, you should also maintain this. So Somu says, okay. Ramu says, okay. He drinks the glass of water and he goes to sleep, but he cannot sleep. Whole night he keeps on thinking of Raja ke kaan, gadhe ke kaan. King's ears are donkey's ears. And slowly by morning, that secret inside him, he feels his stomach is swollen up like a balloon. And he feels if he doesn't tell somebody what's going to happen to his tummy, it's going to burst. So he says, my God, I have to tell. What can I do? But I can't tell any human being, I cannot tell. So what he does, he goes running and he goes to the field. He digs a hole in the field and digs a deep hole and he bends into the hole and he vents out the secret into the hole 100 times, 200 times. What does he say? Can you repeat? Unmute and repeat. What does he say into the hole?
Raja ke kaan, gadhe ke kaan.
Raja ke kaan, gadhe ke kaan. Raja ke kaan, gadhe ke kaan. He repeats and repeats and repeats and he gets a relief. My God, I've told not somebody to something, a hole in the ground. I've told my secret. And that hole, he has to cover it up. So the farmer will scold him to making a hole in the field. So he puts a plant. He keeps screaming. Once he's satisfied, he plants the plant and he gives a sigh of relief, and his stomach feels that he is completely compressed and become normal again. And he goes away to his own duties. Now he has shouted almost 1,000 times to that hole. There's so much of energy there. Some magic happens. I don't know what magic happens. Within 2-3 days, that small sapling grows into a huge tree. Okay, a beautiful tree with lovely wood, good quality wood. Now the king is about to get married. And the royal musicians have been told to make a huge drum, which they will beat in the procession during his marriage. The person responsible for making that big drum, it's called a nagada, huge drum. He comes and he sees the tree and he says, okay, I've never seen this tree before. It's a lovely wood. Let me cut this tree and make the nagada, the drum. So he makes a drum from the wood of this particular tree, and the marriage day comes. Everybody, people from all over are there. All the praja, all the people are present over there. The king is there in his royal robes and of course his blue turban. He's wearing his turban and sitting there. And this musician starts beating the drum. When we beat the drum, what sound comes out? Dham, 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 isn't it? But when he starts beating this drum, what sound comes out? Can you tell me?
Raja ke
Yes, Raja ke kaan, Gade ke kaan. Raja, every time he's beating it, it's coming Raja ke kaan, Gade ke kaan. Raja ke kaan, Gade ke kaan. And that sound is going all over up to the palace, into the place where the queen, the princess, the young bride-to-be sitting in the palanquin. She also hears it and she comes out. What is this? And that moment, Ramu realizes his mistake, that this is his voice, reverberating everywhere. He has said, king's ears are donkey's ears. He goes and asks forgiveness to the king. I'm sorry, I shouted into the ground and planted a tree. And that is what is making all this noise now. All my energy is coming out from this drum. The king says, don't worry, Ramu. So many years I've kept the secret. Someday the secret has to come out. People have to know. So what he does, he goes with his princess to the royal palace in the veranda, stands in front of his people and says, yes, what the drum is saying is true. And he removes his turban and he shows to everybody his ears. And he feels scared. What will the people say? Will they accept him? Immediately, the people come up one by one and say that, okay, we don't care what shape your ears are of. You are a kind king. You are compassionate. You are brave. You keep us safe. You give us food. You give us employment. You are our favorite king. We don't care about your ears. Okay. That one by one, the entire community says that. His ministers also say that. And the princess also says, I came here to marry you listening to stories of your character, of your principles, of the values that you maintain. It doesn't matter to me what shape your ears are. And thus she marries him. And the king regains his confidence and never again does he wear the blue turban to cover his ears. So this was a story where the king, a perfect king with one defect, was focusing on that. But later he let go of the fear and could face the public. Okay. And thus he lived, ruled now without any fear and became a better king than before. And now we go on to quiz time. Can anybody suggest a new title for the story? You can
The Talking Drum.
The Talking Drum. Very good. Anyone else?
The title which I could suggest for this story, I would actually say that maybe something like the king who was just but had a defect.
Okay, the king, that is very good. King, just king with one defect. Okay. Anybody else? Sai.
The fearful king who became a great king.
Fearful king who became a great king. Can we give the title Raja ke Kaan, Gade ke Kaan?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we can give the title also.
Can
Anyone
it be a magical tree?
The Magical Tree. Yes, we can give that title also. Very good.
The
next-
Magic Drum.
The Magic Drum, the Magic Tree. Yes, your imagination has no limit. You can give 100 titles to this
And the
story.
king was scared to remove his turban because he had
We can't have such a long time. The king with the blue turban. The king with the blue turban, right? Next question. Why was the king scared to remove his turban?
He was afraid that his people would laugh at him for his ears.
Nikita, answer.
He was afraid that his people would laugh at him for the shape of his ears.
Yes. What do you think is the difference between Somu, the old Baba, the father? I'm switching off my video. There's some glitch here. What do you think there's the difference between Somu and his son?
Ma'am, I think the difference is Somu can keep secrets very well and his son cannot.
Very good. That's one difference. Anyone else?
Somu is like
So was really mature and his son is not that mature because when the king removed his turban, he laughed and laughed.
Yes, maturity was lacking due to his age, probably. Yes, thank you. Good answer. Now, next question. What did the king learn from the princess and all of his subjects?
And the king learned,
Can Vaishnavi answer?
Yes, King learned from the princess and the subjects that the appearance of a body does not affect anybody else. Only the how you act to someone or how you talk to someone affects.
Very good. Very good. Yes, very nice. And can we sum it up? Last question. What is the moral of the story? Hasini, can you answer? What do you think is the moral of the story?
Ma'am, we have to never be scared to tell something truth.
Very good.
Ma'am?
That's
Ma'am?
something I didn't think
Ma'am,
of.
may I tell?
Yes.
Appearance does not matter.
Appearances don't matter. Correct. Anyone else?
The moral of the story is how many ever secrets you keep, they will always come out one day.
Okay, right. So secrets do come out one day. Yes. Yes.
and the moral of the story can also be that that we should always understand other people, even if they don't look properly, then we should still accept them if we look at their behavior.
Yes. We
And
judge
we should
it,
always have
we
empathy.
don't judge a book by the cover, isn't it? We judge it by the content, right? That's what you're trying to say. Thank you. Yes, one last.
Ma'am, after you say
Yes.
that, but we're not even supposed to judge it no matter what.
Don't judge at all. Excellent. That is, you're gone ultimate, Virat. Don't judge at all. Judge means come to know. The word judge is probably wrong. You assess, suppose you come to know about the person by what they are and not how they look, right? So thank you, children. Very nicely you all have answered. And I hand over the space to Manigandan sir. We will be learning Sanskrit language from sir.
Thank you, ma'am. As always, I never want your sessions to end. They're always fun.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So children, good evening. And we are beginning to learn the Sanskrit Lipi today. So I think, ma'am, the various people, teachers have covered the importance of Sanskrit. So I won't harp on it. So let's get right into it. Let me just share my screen. So some of you may know the Lipi. Some of you may not. But those who know can reinforce, those who don't know can learn. That's the point of this class. Let me also share my notes here. It's like, all right, let me just share my screen. Okay, are you able to see my screen, guys?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So, so in English we have. Yes. Vishnuta, you had something to share? Okay, so in English we have 5 vowels, right? And then 21 consonants. So Sanskrit is different. There are more vowels, so proportionally speaking. So most of you know the vowels from Hindi. So Hindi is very similar. Sanskrit is very similar to Hindi that way. So I'll just go over one by one. So So are you able to see where my mouse is pointing? Is the focus there on the mouse? Yeah. So the letters below, the words below those letters are which part of the body the sound comes from. So don't focus too much on that yet. So for example, I'll just show you another slide here. So guttural is where it's coming deep from this inside of your mouth. The class of letters like k, k, g, g, ng, so which when we cover, we'll get to it. Yeah. And then palatal, which is somewhat coming closer to the outside of the mouth. And then as you move further, it's cerebral, and then dental, which you use your teeth. And then finally you use your lips, and it's called labial. right? So these are the different class. I don't want you to focus too much, but just know for now that these exist. So, and then when we go over a second pass or third pass of this, I want you to focus on the part of the tongue which utters this letter. Okay. So, e, these are common, right? E is there in every language, no matter what. Any Indian language, you start by learning e. So, and then with a extra vertical line, e and then e with a dirgha, right? And then u and then u. Okay, so till here it's fairly common. The next two are r and r, right? Rishi, right? When we say rishi in Sanskrit, it's r, right? That's r. So it's different from ra. It's a bit of a harder version of ra called r, right? R and then r, which is the longer form of the r, right? So that's, I'll write it out for you guys so that you know how to practice writing this. And then next comes la with a r, right? So if you chant Sanskrit words, then it's a good exercise for your tongue, right? R, right? La with a r, right? R, right? There are words which use r. And then the next one is a and then I, right? A, I, and then o, ow. Okay, so let me read from the beginning. E, r, a, I, o, ow. Okay, so these are the main vowels. Now, there are some other letters also that get classified under vowels. Let me just go to that. So, e, u, r, and then r, a, I, o, ow. And then apart from that, there is and ah. Right? Is when you end something with sound, it's It's called anuswara. And then there's visarga, which is when you end in ha, right? Balakaha, right? There's something like whenever you see this ha ending sound, it's called visarga. Followed by ha. When you have two dots like a colon, it's called a visarga. And ah. Okay, so let's try to practice writing each of them. So I'll just share. Are you able to see this?
Untitled document.
Untitled document. Do you know what this symbol, what I'm putting here is?
Two.
Anyone from Tamil background? It's a small symbol for Ganapati, right? It's called Pulyarshuli.
Sir, actually, my grandmother told me, my mother is Tamil. My grandmother told me that whenever you write something in Tamil, you have to put this sign first. Otherwise, it's not respectful.
Okay, very cute. Okay, yes. So it's not that it's not respectful. You just remember Ganapati to essentially help you progress with whatever topic you're studying. Okay, so now since we are studying Sanskrit, which is very important, so we should put this. Okay, so it's written like the number 3, right? And then from this you take this and then you put a vertical line. That's right? So I want you all to practice along with me with your own notebook. Is very easy. Right, same thing with an extra line here. Okay, E is just like this, E, and then E, right? You don't put another vertical line. Instead, you go for either like this, like a hook around this, E. Okay, and then U is just a 3 without the vertical line. U. For U, you just take from the middle of this and put a deep thing like this, right? And then in the sequence AI, okay, then right, this is A and this is I, right? A and I. So okay, we'll come to it. Sometimes people put it right after U, sometimes they put it at the end. So we'll do E, AI, sorry. O, ow. O is very similar to Put your and then this is O, and then ow, you just have to put 2 branches at the top. O and then ow. Okay. Now r with a la with a r sound is like this. You put a la like this and put a like a hook like this. R. Right? Now, the other two I was going to go through was R and R, right? So in fact, I have to recap. I don't write that much. Yeah, R. It's like Tra. And then you put a small thing like this, R. And then R is, you put a hook below that. I'll come back to that on the writing of the R and the R. I myself am not very clear. You put a deep hook like this, I think. So I'll come back on this. I'm not sure myself. Okay. So R and R, right? That's not very commonly used, but definitely there in the alphabet. Okay. All right. So, and then the anuswara and the visarga, right, which ends in it's a with a sound. This is and then when you have aha, it's like this. Whenever you have a colon like this, it's aha sound, right? Balakaha. Okay, so these are the vowels. Now, let's quickly go through the consonant. I know we are 3 minutes over time, but I just want, I won't write, I'll just spell it out. And then, so we have these 5 different categories, right? Ka, cha, ta, ta, and pa. So in each of these, we have 5 each. So 5 second ka, you have to have that little harsher sound, ka, from deep within the throat, right? Ka, ka, ga, ga, na. Right, the last one always has a nasal sound to it. It's like as if you have a cold, na, right? So all of these last column, it's called nasal. Ka, ka, ga, ga, na. The next row is the cha, bagera, right? Cha, cha, ja, ja, na. We'll go over it again next class. I just want to do one pass of it today. Then the next is the ta family. Ta, ta, da, da, na, na. As in big na. And then the next one is a tha family. Ta, tha, da, dha, na. It's a softer na. Okay. The next one is pa, pa. So this is important. Whenever people read Hindi, they say fal, right? They say fa as in F. In Sanskrit, there's no F, right? There's only pa. Pa, pa. You say phalam. You don't say fal. You say fal in Hindi. The equivalent in Sanskrit is phalam, right? Pa, 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 pa. Right, that's the 5 into 5, 25. Those are the main ones. And then there are a few miscellaneous semi-vowels. Ya, ra, la, va. Ya, ra, la, va. And then the next one, I mean, don't worry about the names of these and all. Sha, sha, sa. This is important. Sha, sha, and sa. So this first sha is how you pronounce Shiva, Shiva. Right, and the next sha is Vishnu, Vishnu, Pushpa. All of that is sha. Sound. And then the last one, sa, is easy, right? Saraswati, soft Saraswati, right? Shiva, Vishnu, Saraswati. Shiva, Vishnu, Saraswati. You have 3 gods to remember and 3 letters. Sha, sha, sa. Very often people confuse between the sha and the sha. The sa is fine. Everyone gets that. And the last one is ha. Sha, sha, sa, ha. And then there are special component consonants. Sha, tra, agnya. Right? So again, it was just a very quick pass. We'll focus on this in the next class. Okay, I'll end the class here. Hey, ma'am.
So you can just take a minute and read the whole thing once more, sir. The first time I think they are going through, most of them don't know Devanagari script at all.
Okay, 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 sure, sure. A, I, U, U, R, A, I, O, Au, Aha, R. Right, that's the vowels. And the consonants, ka, kha, ga, gha, nga, cha, cha, ja, ja, nga, ta, ta, da, da, na, ta, tha, da, da, na, pa, pa, ba, ba, ma, ya, ra, la, va, sha, sha, sa, ha, sha, tra, gnya. Okay?
Yes.
So practice with this, kids. Okay?
So can this be shared on the WhatsApp, this page?
Sure, ma'am. I'll send it across.
Yes. So children, you need to write down all this. So most of you told you don't know Devanagari script. This is an opportunity for you to learn each and every alphabet of the Sanskrit language. It's a very precious knowledge to have. So make full use of this, what sir is teaching you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Hema ma'am. Thank you, kids.
Excuse
Sir,
me, ma'am.
I have one question.
Yes. Yes, Virat.
Ma'am, so the thing is, I see the car and the pa, like the bigger pa, they both are very similar. How can we differentiate?
Sir, sir there, sir is left.
Yeah.
So and Sh, I don't know.
Lakshmi
Shiva
ma'am.
for Shiva and Sh for Vishnu.
No, ka and pa.
Okay, if I can come in if sir is not there. Okay, the first ka, right, Virat?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, the first ka starts from the stem of the letter, okay? The first ka starts from the stem of the letter, and pa and pa, it starts from the roof. You know,
Yeah.
there's a line up there. So the letter starts from the roof, and ka, the letter starts from the stem.
Okay.
Stomach of the line, center of the line.
Understood. Thanks.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I know how to make sentences in Sanskrit because I learned it in school.
Excellent. Very good. Then you can help all your friends. Okay. Good. So, Lakshmi ma'am, we will have the closing prayers now. You are mute, ma'am. You are mute. Yes.
So children, it's a very good opportunity to learn Sanskrit because all our stotrams are in Sanskrit. So if you learn Sanskrit and read through Devanagari script, the pronunciation will be correct. So please don't lose this opportunity. Attend regularly and learn Sanskrit. Even your parents, those who don't know, they also can learn Sanskrit with this. Okay.
Yes, true.
So you
Correct.
tell your parents also to sit with you when the Sanskrit class is going on. Okay.
Yeah.
Those who don't know.
She always checks the video.
1 minute, Lakshmi ma'am. Shall I tell one homework?
Huh?
One homework I want to announce.
Yeah. Please.
Children, on 26th, that means after 2 weeks, you have to present something on the value truthfulness. 3 of you please volunteer in the group. One can be, you can give a Puranic story. One of you can write a story on your own about truthfulness. And one of you can narrate your experience, how speaking truth helped you.
Ma'am,
So
I am Hasini. Shall I
volunteer
write
your
a story?
names in the group. This will be presented on 26th. After 2 weeks, you have time. Okay?
Ma'am,
Yes,
ma'am,
Hasini.
shall I write a story on
Okay.
truthfulness?
Yes,
Okay.
you write it and present it on 26th. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Very good.
Okay. So we are going to close down. Let us start the closing prayers. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you, Lakshmi.
you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, students.
Thank you, Amma. Bye, Amma. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
Amma, recording has to stop.